Madam Clerk?
Chair Lanier,
Here.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
Present.
Commissioner Guyton, Commissioner Spiritus,
Here.
Commissioner Davis Panir,
Here.
Mayor Lawson. Also present on the dais, Attorney Chris Smith with Pittman Law Group, Sean Pittman, attorney with Pittman Law Group, Jadelle Mercius, Executive Director, Anita Jenkins, Director of Neighborhood Services, Shirley Desir, Director of Administration.
Thank you. We will have a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by our mayor. Do we have any additions, deletions, or substitutions for the agenda this evening? Staff, board? Hearing none, are there any disclosures by the commission or staff in regards to the items on this agenda?
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, George Gentile's Group 2 HGO does work with me in Lake Park
Okay,
on a project.
Madam Chair,
yes, go ahead.
I did speak with the representatives with the Alpha project and the
Okay,
housing project.
okay,
Madam Chair, I did meet with the group from the Marina Annex project.
okay.
And Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I failed to ask the attorney about this. My husband is also on the Housing Authority Board, Mr. Smith or Mr. Pittman. Am I supposed to, do I need to do anything other than just announce that today?
The disclosure would be enough. If you're not receiving any financial benefit from a vote dealing with the Housing Authority Board or the Housing Authority, the disclosure would be enough. It's only if you're receiving any kind of financial benefit.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that we have the disclosures, can I get a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Davis Panir,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Spiritus,
Yes.
Chair Lanier.
Yes,
That motion passed 4-0.
thank you. We are at the consent agenda, and this is routine board business. The consent agenda is approved by a single majority vote. Items can be removed for open discussion at the request of any commissioner. Any items that want to be pulled from the agenda? Hearing none, a motion to approve the consent.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Davis Panir,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Spiritus,
Yes.
Chair Lanier.
Yes.
That motion passed 4-0.
To our next item, which is under presentations. Madam Clerk?
Update on 1851 Broadway disposition. The acceptance of public comment cards are now closed. Madam Chair, we have no comment cards.
Uh, Director Mercius.
Good evening, everyone. This specific item is to talk about what parameters we are looking for within our 1851 disposition project. We also would like to go ahead and articulate what steps we're taking to get to this point for this disposition process, and if there's any other items that the board would like to see fit. We have Joe Goldstein, our procurement lawyer, on the line, along with Director of the Procurement Department, Director Latanya Ammons, to discuss any parameters that we would have going forward for this 1851 project.
Okay.
So with this PowerPoint slide with the 1851 Broadway land disposition, first and foremost, This 1851 Broadway property is a 2.2 acre site located into the downtown core district. The site has been identified within our CRA redevelopment plan as a high priority redevelopment opportunity. The plan emphasized critical investments along the Broadway corridor. Following receipt of an unsolicited proposal from the Forest Development Group in 2024, the CRA Board directed staff to follow the Florida statutes 163.380 for the disposition of the land. Next slide. During that time frame, here are some key dates throughout that process. On June 12th, there was an unsolicited proposal from the Development Group that was received. November 12th, 2024, proposal was updated, increasing the purchase price from $3.78 million. March 19th of 2025, the first advertisement was issued with a 60-day submission window ending May 20th, 2025. And on June 19th, 2025, there was a final submission deadline after the window was extended for an extra 30 days by the board. August 12th, 2025, the evaluation committee convened under the coordination of the procurement department to receive, score, and ranked all submissions. November 12th, 2025 would be the scheduled CRA board meeting inviting all proposers, to present before the board. Next slide. So with this evaluation process, there's rankings between all five. We first and foremost had 5 proposals submitted. Within those 5 proposals, Forest Development became the recommended group throughout our evaluation process. Next slide, please. This slide showcases our scoring scale and what that scale composite was made up of, the criteria along with the rating and the definition of the rating justifying each of those numbers. Next slide. This slide more or less articulates the Florida statute 163.380 that I mentioned earlier, and also the application to the 1851 Broadway disposition solicitation. So this slide gives us a difference of what that 163 statute is, along with what our city procedures are when the disposition processes come to the table. Next slide. Again, this is also a slide that discusses what the 163.380 CRA land sale means, along with the 255.065 and the P3 projects. Now, the reason why I put this up there for P3s, if there's any consideration of P3s, we would first need to put an end to this disposition process and go forward with what that P3 process looks like. And if there are any questions to that, we have individuals. So we have Joe Goldstein, who is our procurement lawyer, who will discuss what that looks like, but also will discuss with other CRA parameters for this solicitation as well. And that is it.
I'd like to know what that P3 looks like for this project. What does that entail? What does that mean for the board? What does that mean for the CRA?
Okay. We have Joe Goldstein. He's available virtually. Mr. Goldstein, are you available?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good evening, Chair, Commissioners. Joe Goldstein from Shelton Bowen. I apologize, I couldn't be here today. I had a conflict on my calendar. So this project initially went out as you've been advised, as basically an outright sale of the property. We got a proposal to buy the property from the CRA and from the City Commission. And under that, we decided to, consistent with statute, to publish the notice and to give others the opportunity to participate. And we received those other offers. And the standards for deciding to just sell the property, unlike just a sale, because it is within a CRA, you can essentially put in deed restrictions and requirements in your purchase and sale agreement, so the eventual purchaser develops the property in a way that's consistent with the goals of the CRA. And staff anticipating that you might get a question about this as to, well, what if we don't want to just sell the property outright? What if we want to do a public-private partnership P3, which this has not been noted for? And so you certainly can switch to that. There's really, first, there's a procedural legal issue. There is some risk that if you wanted to switch to a P3, other potential participants who didn't submit when they thought they were going to have to buy the property straight out, meaning they'd have to get their own financing, they'd have to buy the property from you. There's a procedural issue is, do you have to kind of start over to give the P3 notice? So maybe there's another potential developer out there who says, oh, if I knew you were going to do this to the P3, I would have submitted a proposal. I think if you ask me, do you have to do that? I would say it's not absolutely clear, but there is some risk to the CRA and to the city if you just switched from an outright sale to now going down the P3 route. There might be a developer out there who would complain either informally or formally. So that's the procedural risk. The substantive difference, if you decided you wanted to do that, putting aside the procedural risk that you might not have all the potential players, the P3 is much more sophisticated than an outright sale, right? Because in a P3, eventually, the government is lending its credibility to the private developer getting financing. The private developer is paying for a lot of things up front, but in the end of the day, the property reverts back to the government. And instead of just doing an outright sale based on some conditions, you do either an interim agreement and a comprehensive development agreement, or you go straight to a comprehensive agreement. So the P3, in the end of the day, is much more sophisticated as to how it gets financed versus the path that you're on right now is you've got interested parties who want to buy this property from the CRA and from the city. They've been evaluated and they've been ranked. And so if you want to go down the P3 process route, you'd at least have to give all those players a new opportunity to explain to you how they might do things differently under the P3 public-private partnership. I'll stop there and see if there's any questions of what I've said so far.
Sure.
Yes, let me ask the executive director a question. So why did we not consider that originally? I don't think I ever heard that before. Instead of just selling it outright, I don't think I ever heard there were other options that we can do that with.
Chair?
I don't think you were here though, but go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't here, full disclaimer, but I know enough of the history, I believe, to kind of answer that question. Forest Development submitted a unsolicited proposal, and through our city charter, it states that any unsolicited proposal should be packaged with an amount of $25,000, and we would have to go through some type of solicitation process. So that's why we went through the solicitation process, the disposition process to look for the developer.
Go ahead.
If I could add into there, I think from staff's perspective, because I've been involved since the beginning, the initial unsolicited proposal was an outright purchase. And so even though unsolicited proposal kind of brings up a P3, they did not propose to you under the P3 statute. They proposed to buy the property from you. In at previous meetings, we had this discussion, and I think the direction that staff and that I gave as your outside legal counsel was, you have a lot of discretion of how you want to proceed, and the direction that was given to staff at the time was, hey, let's see if others will give us more money to buy the property from us. But it was kind of, because the initial unsolicited proposal was an outright purchase, that's why I believe you all proceeded down these roads, as to, hey, let's go solicit from others what's the best purchase price, plus conditions we could get from outside developers.
Okay, Dr. Spears.
Okay, Director Merzius, can you tell me who offered the most amount of money for the property in the proposals?
Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
Forest Development offered the most amount of money.
Okay, I don't see why we're, well, let me backtrack a little. P3s are usually happen when a developer needs the partner for funding purposes, needs the government or the other government entity, whatever it could be, the housing authority, whatever else, to help them find funding for the project and help them develop the project. I don't see any reason really why we would even be considering a P3 on a project when we have a major developer who offered us the most amount of money to build a mixed-use development project with their money. It would be much cleaner for us to just get this property developed and on the tax rolls. I think that would be in the best interest of the city. I don't see why we would even consider a P3 at this point.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
So my question for the director was, what are the benefits aside from us keeping, possession of the property for maybe future value increase? What are the benefits of us doing a P3?
Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
benefits of doing P3 rather than pushing out to a development probably be to we'll get more eyes and project manage we'll be able to project manage the project, consider timetables that work with us, along with the other development projects that we have throughout that area.
I think that, we know what a P3 is. It was just an option that was given to us to consider in doing this deal. I don't think that it was contemplated that we would go that route. I think that it was just an option that the director offered to us so that we can see all of the avenues that we do have available to us. And I think that we do know what a P3 is. It's just that we wanted to make sure that all of the options that we had were offered to us and were explained to us in terms of what was best for the CRA.
Sure.
Yes, go ahead.
So I should add, my colleague made a comment about the future value of the property, but if we get this property developed, the tax assessor will be reassessing this property on a yearly basis based on the values in the area. They'll look at comparables and we'll get increased taxes on a regular basis from this project.
Any other questions about this item? All right, very good.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
can we accept the motion to accept this proposal?
You can make a motion.
I would like to make a motion that we accept the proposal that staff recommended pertaining to the unsolicited proposal for 1851 Broadway with Forest Development.
Motion to ask for a lack of a second. Are we contemplating at our next meeting a presentation, Mr. Mercies?
I'm sorry.
Are we contemplating a presentation from all of the vendors, proposers at the next meeting?
We leave that to the volition of the board. The intent of this item was to understand what the board would like to see for next month in preparation of seeking those developers to come to the table and do presentations or answer any other questions that they would like to answer.
I think that was contemplating in our last meeting, so we'll move forward with that.
Okay.
Next item.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
We need a
We're,
motion.
we're looking to have all 5 of them or the top 3?
It's up to the board. What would you like to see, board? Mr. Mercius, what is your suggestion?
For me, Madam Chair, I would say the top 3 only because there's a big gap with the rankings for 4 and 5.
Madam Chair, can you put that slide back up, or
Could you put the slide back up in
not
terms
that it
of,
matters, because I'm okay with the top 3.
to see what we have, listed?
Chair, I'm
I
fine
can't
with that.
remember.
Yes, we'll bring in the top three.
I can't remember
And
what they were.
can we
Is
bring
there a
that
slide you have?
slide
You have
up
to-
with the top three? Thank you. And that would be needed, we need to follow that up with a motion if possible, please. There it is.
I'm gonna say it for you.
Yeah, I
It's
can't.
Forest Development, number 1, Frontier and Gideon Financial, number 2, and then Kenco Communities, number 3. And then those are all from the 831 to 957 range, and then the fourth one goes down to 609. So,
Okay.
Madam Chair, I move that we get presentations from the top 3 proposers for this 1851 project at our next meeting.
There's a motion on the floor.
Second,
There's a second. Any discussion in regards to this item?
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
what date are we contemplating doing presentations?
That would be up to the, is it our next scheduled meeting or is it a separate meeting that we want to have? I think it's up to the board as well. Do we want to have it at our next scheduled CRA meeting or do we want to have it as a separate meeting for this particular item? That's for the
Madam
board to
Chair.
decide. Go ahead, Vice Chair.
remember November, one of those weeks is Thanksgiving, and one of those
Oh.
weeks, people are going to be out of town. I don't think there's a meeting, and then we already have other presentations I think we're scheduling for one of these Wednesdays. So, I think we'll probably have to have a special meeting maybe. But I think we need to work in conjunction with the city.
When is our next scheduled meeting?
Our next, Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
our next CRA meeting is November 12th. And our next meeting after that in December is December 10th.
Okay.
So, Madam Chair, just to follow up,
Let's go ahead.
the presentations, the meetings, I know we have the meeting and the presentation. I think we're going to need a special meeting for it. I know that we talked about just hearing all the top 3, but being that the value of the land, and this is one of our biggest projects that's coming before us, do we not want to hear all the projects and hear from all the developers? Because this is a disposition of land. Hearing the options and that's available to us, I'd probably want to hear everything from every developer to see what options are available. Because this board then has to make a decision based upon either selling, P3, developing internally, any of the projects. So I know that we talked about the top 3, but I wouldn't mind hearing from all of them, Madam Chair.
I think for me, a lot of the difference is in the community benefits as well.
And that's my biggest thing. That was my concern, the community benefits, and that's going to be the most important piece because when we were on our listening tour, the biggest issue and concern and thought process was the disposition of land, selling land, giving away land, and the city not wanting us to give away any more land. If we're going to get maximum value and get it developed, that's what we're looking to do so that our tax base can be increased. But we need to protect every piece of land, and we have limited waterfront, beachfront land. So I want to see what the community benefits look like, what's the impact, who is going to be the most influential. So I'd love to hear from all 3, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
can we also get the copy of the rankings and the scoring? And what were the categories and all of that? How did you
Chair.
arrive to those?
Yes, go ahead.
Chair, through the chair, I will send out all of the correspondence along with the documents necessary pertaining to all of the evaluation committee rankings, proposals, and scores, and how we came to our conclusion. That will be ready to you all by end of week.
So did the evaluation include community benefits?
Does the evaluation include community benefits? Yes, it does.
So there is a part in there that says community
Yes.
benefits and what was, okay,
Yes.
all right.
And for clarity, Madam Chair, I think I said all three, but I do mean all five because there's five different proposals that came before the table. I want to actually hear what all the organizations, teams are bringing to the table, especially when it comes to community benefits. And because this is a large project, multiple acres of land, I want us to possibly hear what options we have from all the teams that are up there.
I can go for that. I just really want to know, I really want not the contracts, but I really want the proposal to be broken down in those categories.
Yep.
The community benefits, because I saw some of it, but I didn't see all of it. That was kind of listed in categorically that we need to be able to have before we make that decision.
I still have a motion on the
Madam
floor.
Chair, there's a
There's-
motion on the floor.
Yeah, there's a
still have
motion on the
one.
floor, and then there's a second. I still would like to see all five, but there's a motion and a second on the floor. No discussion, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Davis Panir,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Spiritus,
Yes.
Chair Lanier.
No.
That vote passes 3-1 with Chair Lanier dissenting.
Next item.
Resolution number 2025-23, findings that the Marina Annex Housing LLC project is consistent with the agency goals and objectives of the adopted CRA plan. The acceptance of public comment cards are now closed. Madam Chair, we have no comment cards.
Can I get a motion for this resolution?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Mercedes?
Thank you, Chair. This item is a findings of consistency with our CRA master plan item. Marina Annex Housing LLC, they are proposing a specific project within the 251 West 11th Street parcel. It is designated currently right now uh, as a land use community facility. Um, so they're looking to go ahead and build a 175 unit mixed use space on 6,500 square feet of commercial space. Um, Again, this is just an item where we're looking for consistency with our CRA plan. And we also have representatives from the Marina Annex if you all would like to ask questions pertaining to the CRA plan and the consistency of it.
Is there a presentation with this?
There is a presentation, a small presentation with this, yes.
Small. Very small. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Jarrell Harris. I manage the planning and the entitlement process for the Marina Annex development. Good evening to the chair, commissioners, Mr. Mayor, staff. Thank you for having us here this evening. Before we get started with the presentation, I want to bring up John Hurt, who is the executive director for the Riviera Beach Housing Authority. He and his board have really been the driving force behind making sure that everyone in the city has access to high quality, affordable housing. I'm also going to bring up Brett Buer, who is the managing director with O'Connor Capital Partners. So you all had a brief discussion about the power and the impact of P3s, and this is a great example of how that comes together. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Hurt.
Thank you, Jarrell. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, Executive Director. I just wanted to have the opportunity to say that the Housing Authority once again is entering into a public-private partnership with a developer to increase the amount of affordable and workforce housing in the city of Riviera Beach. Our first successful project at Heron Estates is fully occupied and serving residents here in the city of Riviera Beach. This would be our second major project that we have opportunity to do. So it's with pleasure that we are moving forth with this project. We feel we have a solid private equity developer working with us, and we hope that we can bring this project to fruition as soon as possible. Thank you.
I'm Brett Buer, Managing Director with O'Connor Capital Partners. We've been in business since 1983. It's a family-owned business, and the sons of the founder run the business today. We're active on the East Coast, mostly throughout the United States, and develop multifamily, retail, and residential properties, as well as industrial. We've done approximately $30 billion of projects over the term of the company. We have 25 years of experience here in Palm Beach County, and we've had an office here for approximately 15 years. We are an owner, a developer, and a manager of real estate. Just to give you some examples of projects we've done in the company's background, the Maximilian was a 188-unit rent-stabilized development that we built 15 years ago. So it's affordable within, New York City standards at the time that it was built. Next slide. Parkchester Gardens is a project we opened last year. It's a 221-unit senior housing development for low-income seniors. And that building is complete, on budget, and fully operational today. Next slide. Watertown is a 142-unit development that we're building in Watertown, Massachusetts. It's under construction right now. It will deliver in July. 15% of the units are set aside as affordable at 65 and 80% of median income. Next slide is Stonefield is a 227-unit development that we opened last year, and that is fully leased, and that's a market rate development. So that's just to give you a flavor of some of the business that we've done in the history of the company. Thank you.
Thank you. And to the chair, we are looked at 4 of the major goals of the CRA. One is to provide more housing, affordable housing, workforce housing. We absolutely satisfy that goal. One goal is job creation. During the construction process, there'll be over 250 construction jobs, and then at least 30 permanent full-time jobs once all of the buildings are open. Public infrastructure improvement. We're looking to do significant upgrades to West Park Drive and West 11th Street, really improving the public infrastructure there. And so really stitching back together the area around West Park and West 11th. We have a full presentation, but we've talked about this project a number of times, and I would turn it over to you all to see if there's just questions. We can go through the full presentation, but if you just have some specifics you want to talk about, we can definitely do that as well.
I have a couple of questions. Actually, I have several. I just wrote some questions down as I was going through the presentation. Could you elaborate on what specific community programs or partnerships are being explored to ensure it becomes a long-term asset and not just a physical space?
Yes, ma'am. So we are, and we can go to a couple of slides forward just to show the whole program, and we'll just leave that on the screen as we talk through what's going to happen here. So we scroll to the site plan. But we have a partnership with the Alpha Phi Alpha Educational Foundation. They've been operating on the site currently, and when they move into the new 15,000 square foot community center, they will move all of their programs and operations that they currently have on site now, will be operating in that space. And they will also have office space that is available for other nonprofits in the community to utilize, as well as space that is open to the public to rent out for meetings, for organizational groups, for family reunions, for birthdays. So there'll be a number of spaces available in that building as well. Keep going. Keep going. We'll just pause really quick on the community benefit slide. This is very important to us. We talked about the community center, but we also have 6,000 square feet of commercial space on the ground floor that will front West 13th Street that we are committed to holding for local businesses. The CRA has done a lot of work with supporting small businesses, and we're looking to have local Riviera Beach-based businesses occupy those spaces. We'll be providing a discounted rental rate to make sure they can get into those spaces. We also are very committed to Section 3. We'll just plug that on Monday, November 3rd, we have a community outreach meeting. We're looking for vendors. Please come out. And then we talked about the job creation at the end. And I'll just leave it here on the site plan just to keep that up.
So since this project has both residential and commercial components, what strategies are in place to ensure local residents and small businesses have real access to jobs, leases, and services that result from this development?
Yep, that is a great question, and that goes back to one, starting with our outreach meeting. So we are very far from construction, but we recognize that it takes a long time to get a lot of small businesses up to speed to be ready to work on this level of a project. So that's why we're starting with our kickoff meeting on November 3rd to have local vendors come in and understand what it takes to be able to work on this type of project. So we encourage you to please spread that word. We sent out flyers. We really making sure we're trying to get the word out to as many people as possible to come in now on the very front end so that once we get to that point, everybody can be on board and be ready to work.
All right, so when you talk about local, um, I need to know about the priority for outreach for Riviera Beach based entrepreneurs. How does that work? And we're talking like in the future because we haven't even broke ground yet. But I really want to know before we've had projects where they promised a lot of things about local businesses, about people who from Riviera Beach, not in terms of not only in terms of working on the project, but after it's done, participating in it, and it becomes something where it is not what they said in the beginning. So how do we ensure that this is going to happen for this project? It is a very huge project. The city has donated a lot of property for this project, and I want to make sure that the people who live in this city directly benefit from this. The people who live here, how do they benefit from that? What do you consider to be local, and how will Riviera Beach businesses and residents be involved in this process from start to finish?
Yep, that is a fantastic question. And I'll just be candid. We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk when it comes to this. This is what we believe in and we're committed to. We're not going to give you a whole bunch of fluff and say, oh, we're going to do all these great things. They don't happen. A little bit of personal story. I started my professional career here in Riviera Beach, right? So I'm committed to what happens here in the city. We had a community outreach meeting several months ago before we even went to the Planning and Zoning Board to say to the community, hey, this thing is coming. We want to make sure everyone knows that it's coming, which is always the first step, right? We don't want people to say, oh, I didn't know, oh, I didn't hear about it. It wasn't on my radar. We partner with Reach, which is a nonprofit, and all they do is get local businesses ready for construction projects, development projects, workforce development. And so we are committed to continuing to do that. We're also reaching out to, again, small businesses in the area who have current locations who may be thinking about, hey, I should expand my business. I need a second location. Oh, I do a home business operation. Let me now move into a brick and mortar. So we are reaching out to a number of churches, faith-based institutions to say, hey, who are the people in your congregations? Who are the people that you know may want to participate in something like this? And so our outreach coordinator that is her job, is to make sure that local, which means in the city of Riviera Beach, not Palm Beach County, not this broad thing, but how do we get to the people here in the city? And so that is what we are committed to doing.
And I think that that I'm very much for this project.
Yes.
That this is something that I really want to see happen. I'm was all 100% in with this. But what I do want to make sure of is this. We've had projects that they say affordable housing, and then people move in, and then 6 months, 12 months down the road, the rent goes up and it's not affordable anymore. So how are we going to ensure that and I understand that rent goes up over time, but what has happened in the past is that it went up 3 months later. And I want to make sure that this doesn't happen with this project, that people get into the project, they pay $100, and then next thing you know, they're paying 600. That's just a euphemism. I'm not saying that that's what people are going to pay because that's insane. But anyway, I just want to make sure that when people get into this, when they get into this project, that they don't look up 3 months later and the rent is doubled on them. How do we ensure that that doesn't happen?
Yep. So to the chair, a part of our funding is coming from Palm Beach County through their bond fund. And as a part of that, we have to commit to affordability being at least 30 years. And so at a minimum, it has to be 30 years. But because the Housing Authority is also the partner in the deal, they are committing to affordability into perpetuity. So you have the county who has their restrictions on their dollars going into it. Plus, you have the Housing Authority, who is the other side to make sure that that thing happens. There's compliance, there's monitoring, there's reporting, and you all will also be able to see that because we have to maintain those affordability levels or we're in jeopardy of having to repay the money, and that we don't want to do. So.
All right, I got it. And one last question. I just want to make sure that after this thing is built, this Judge Rogers Center, for example, how is that, who's going to maintain that? Who's going to make sure that the operations, that the programming, that the upkeep, that all of this is done? Who's that fall on?
Yep, so that falls to the ownership team, which is the partnership between O'Connor Capital and the Housing Authority. And I think Brett went through a few of the projects that they currently have. And so it is imperative that the buildings stay a high quality housing development in order to maintain it at the standard that we are committed to. If we don't maintain the building, people won't want to live there. And so we have to make sure it is maintained at the highest level possible.
Okay, I think that was the last one, but I really want to see this project succeed. I'm really 100% behind it. I just really want it to work and for it to be something that the city residents can be proud of because it is their land. Thank you.
Chair,
Yes,
you
go
spoke
ahead.
about some of the infrastructure projects. What are some of the specific things that you're going to be doing that's going to improve like the area, 11th Street and the neighbors that are nearby? What are some of those?
Yep, that is a fantastic question. So on the screen, on the left side of the screen is West Park Drive. If you've driven down West Park Drive today, it feels more like an alley than it does an actual street. And so we're going to be reconstructing West Park Drive. If you can tell, there is parallel parking that we're proposing to go in on the west side of the street. So 16 parking spaces will go on the west side, increased landscaping. We'll be putting in 6-foot sidewalks on both the east and the west side of West Park to make it more walkable. There'll be trees on both sides. So the entire West Park will be a two-way street with parallel parking on the west side with 6-foot sidewalks. And then on West 11th at the bottom, it's a little light, but there's parallel parking along the north side of West Park that West 11th that we're putting in, as well as improving the sidewalks there. So and the underground water lines, even though they're not on our property on West 11th, we're already there doing construction. One of the comments we got back from the utility district was, well, since you're already there, can you upgrade those water lines? We agreed to it, so we'll be doing that as a public infrastructure project as well.
Madam Chair?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah, I just had one more question. I just wanted to make sure that you all with Project Reach, please reach out to the Old North Tech, the Florida Training Services, because they have apprenticeship programs. And I think that, that's where we can do some of our recruiting of hopefully residents that live in Riviera Beach to do some of the work on the project as well. So I definitely want to see that in writing. I want to see that happen because I think that's going to be a great resource for our residents.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to congratulate the Housing Authority, the Alphas, Urban Farmer. You've done a wonderful job. This is a perfect example where a P3 is necessary. For those of you who haven't never been to the site, this is right next to the Boys and Girls Club. This had a large drainage basin. There were trailers there that the Alphas were running many, many programs at. This was a very difficult development site, to say the least. It took this coordination of different teams to be able to make this happen, which includes the city, by the way. We can't forget the city manager and the city council. That was our land. We're all partners in this, and this project would never be built. No private developer would be able to walk in here and say, I'm going to develop this site. It just wouldn't happen, not without kicking out the Alphas and having major impact on the Boys and Girls Club. And it would have been a very difficult site to develop anyway, physically, from a physical standpoint. This is a perfect example of a P3. I congratulate the city, everyone in the city. I'm looking forward to a great project. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. And I want to echo those sentiments to the Housing Authority Board, Chair Jackson, and to the entire board, Mr. Hurt. You guys were very intentional with selecting your partners, with making sure that we found the right people to come in and develop and to build out a project that we wanted to work on. So the consulting team, every partner you brought to the table, thank you for investing into Riviera Beach, because for so many years, there's been a stigma that we can't build and get things accomplished. But this is the type of project we want to see. We wanted to see it in an expedited fashion, and we're looking forward to the groundbreaking as quickly as possible. So I'm excited, and thank you for coming to our city and making sure you're investing. One thing that they did say that they would be accountable to making sure local participation benefited from this project, making sure local vendors are going to be building this project and be proud to say that this was built in Riviera Beach for Riviera Beach by Riviera Beach. So thank you again. Very proud of the Housing Authority and the board and the work you're doing. So thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Any other questions for?
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, do they foresee needing to ask the CRA or city for any funding for anything that they need to do going forward? Or any projects or grants, anything that they're going to be going after?
Great. Through the chair. So the city contributed the land to the deal. This land was given to the city by Palm Beach County decades ago with the thought that a school would go there. Over time, there have been a couple of things. Maritime Academy operated on the site. The Alphas have been using it as an educational center. But the city realized that there was not going to be a school built here. And so the land was contributed to the project, which is a major milestone and a major part of making this deal happen. We are not right now asking the CRA for any dollars. We're not above it, but right now that's not what's on our calendar. But we will be looking for some credits against some of the public work that we're doing in the right of way on West Park and on West 11th Street.
Okay, thank you.
Are you through, Vice Chair?
Yes, thank you.
Dr. Spiritus?
So you're referring to an impact fee waiver is what you're going to be looking for. Is that correct?
Correct. So typically, a project would pay impact fees to mitigate the impact of that development on public services. But because we are actually doing the building out the roadway on West Park, replacing the water line on West 11th, upgrading the parking on West 11th as well, we'll be looking for a credit against the fees that we would normally pay to the city.
Right. And this, Chair, and this directly results in really a community benefit because you're improving the area that the people living in around it and for the people that will be living there as well, and also makes it more affordable.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions about this project? I really want to see this project succeed. I really would like to see a little bit more community benefits, and I'm sure we can get to that. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page of making this the best project that can possibly be in the city, because it really is something that is going to change that whole side of town. So we're really looking forward to it. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank
Any
you.
other
Madam
questions?
Chair.
I'm sorry?
Question.
Yes, go ahead.
So for, well, first of all, I just want to make sure that we recognize that we don't, if somebody leaves, we have to recess.
Yes.
Okay.
We forget.
But what I was going to ask was, what are we being asked for tonight? Mr. Mercier?
Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
we're looking to find, we're looking to deliver the findings of consistency and making sure it's consistent with our CRA plan.
Okay,
Chair?
thank you.
Are you good with that, Vice Chair?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Dr. Spiritus?
So do we need a motion to,
Yes, Chair, yes, we do.
okay,
There's a resolution that was,
resolution?
it was already, yeah. So are we done with the discussion of this Marina Annex Housing Project? We're voting on resolution number 2025-23. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Davis Panir,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Spiritus,
Yes.
Chair Lanier.
Yes.
That motion passed 4-0.
Thank you for your presentation. Next item.
Thank you, Chair. Our next item is the same, We're looking for findings of consistency from our Paradello Burgess Design Studio. This applicant, they are looking to build affordable housing at the 109 West 14th Street space. It is currently a downtown general zone. Again, we're looking for the findings of consistency with our CRA plan. We have representatives from the Paradello Burgess Design Studio here to ask or to field any questions you may have.
All right, can I get a motion to approve resolution number 2025-25?
So moved.
Second.
Madam
Second.
Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I just have to read the acceptance of public comment cards is now closed. We have no comment cards.
Thank you. Paradello?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead with your presentation.
Okay, hello, my name is Polly Daughtry with Paradello Burgess Design Studio, and I'm representing the owner at 109 West 14th Street. So right now, this site has 3 vacant lots. 2 of the lots, number 109 and 117, are downtown general. The third one to the west is downtown residential. Both zoning types allow for residential. We're not asking for any variances or exceptions. So to give you an idea of the surroundings, to the west is a single-family residence. To the north is an office. To the east is a store. And to the south is a mix of a residence, a vacant lot, and an auto sales. So if you look at the future land use map, which is up in the top right corner, the area to the east is planned for downtown mixed use, and the area to the west is high-density multifamily. Next slide. We're proposing a 2-story apartment building totaling 15,468 square feet with 8 affordable units and a covered walkway, which is highlighted in yellow. That's 4 2-bedroom units and 4 3-bedroom units, totaling 11,520 square feet of living space, plus a covered walkway, which is 3,948 square feet. We do feel this is a great economic and public benefit to the community since we are replacing vacant lots with 8 affordable housing units. The building will sit to the west side of the property with the parking on the right. We do have 11 parking spaces, which is 3 more than that is required. We've designed the entry experience to promote walkability and a sense of community. From the tree-lined street, you walk along the pedestrian pathway into a covered arcade, which is highlighted in blue. Think of it like a modern front porch, a shady place to sit, talk, and meet neighbors. So overall, a positive community impact. So behind the central courtyard, which is highlighted in orange, that connects to the parking lot. So each floor has 2 2-bedroom units and 2 3-bedroom units. And trash is stored towards the front. It's highlighted in green near the street for convenience. We've also have stairs on each end of the building, which bring you up to the covered walkway above. Next slide. This is the site data. We do meet all zoning requirements. Next slide. This is the 2-bedroom, 2-bath layout. You can see it's an open layout with the living, dining, and kitchen area. Next slide. These are the 3-bedroom units. Again, an open layout in that main area. All units, including the 2 and 3 bedrooms, do have a private laundry in each unit. Next slide. Our roof is a 412 slope with asphalt shingles. Next slide. For finishes, we're using a light textured stucco with horizontal lap siding in a cream and soft green-blue color. Next slide. At the top is the view from the street. You can see the arcade is right up front. On the left are the 2-bedroom units, and then beyond on the right are the 3-bedroom units. The bottom view, the west view, which is the view from the parking, shows that arcade to the left, the 2-story units beyond, and then the 3-story units on the right. Next slide. The top is the view from the south, which shows the 3-bedroom units at the rear of the building. And then the east view at the bottom of this shows the 3-bedroom units on the left and the 2-bedroom units on the right. Next slide. Here are some perspective views. The arcade's a big focal point of this project. Combined with the new street trees, it creates a shady spot where residents can gather. Safety is also a big priority on this project. We use SEPTED principles. So we use good lighting on the property, clear sight lines. We did keep the trash towards the front so that at night when a resident is going to take their trash out, they're not brought around to an isolated area. Next slide. This is a civil plan. We are putting an exfiltration trench in the parking area. Next slide. Here's the water and sewer plan. You can see the connections to the city utilities. Next slide. The landscape plan adds trees along the street. This is reverse. The plan is upside down, so the street is at the top part of this plan. We do have trees around the perimeter, and even with the park and trees within the parking area. So we're trying to make the site very green, more comfortable. Next slide. The hardscape plan shows the permeable asphalt for the parking area and pavers for the walkways and the arcade. Next slide. This is the plat. We're showing those 3 vacant lots combined. And next slide. We believe this project adds a much-needed affordable housing to the urban core, creates a safe, community-focused space for residents. We do feel that this aligns with the CRA plan by publicly and economically benefiting the community and providing excellent design quality. We hope that the projects like this will encourage private investment that is contextually appropriate for this area. Let us know if you have any questions or comments, and thank you for your time.
Madam Chair,
Vice Chair,
I just had an observation on that slide right there at the top left. It had a different zip code on there. I wasn't sure what that was, but if you could get that changed, that would be much appreciated.
334.
what was that?
Oh, it's 34221.
Got it.
Oh, I see, the zip code. Ms. Panera, Commissioner Panera?
All right, thank you. My colleague, I was going to address that too, but the other question was, what's the price range of these rentals possibly?
I don't have that information, but the owner has talked about financing. We do have to keep it at an affordable level because of the parking requirements. We are providing 11 parking spaces. We can't go to typical housing because we'd be required to have more. I don't have that information though, but it will be within those ranges.
So has this been to the planning and zoning?
Chair?
Yes,
Yes, it did go through the planning and zoning process.
it has to come to the city as well?
No, it has yet to go through the city. This would be the second step, going through the CRA board and looking for the consistency within the master plan.
Right, and then after that, what?
After that, it will go to the city
City,
commission.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. Any other questions for this Paradello Burgess Design Studio project? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
We didn't get a motion. Madam Chair,
Yes,
can I get a motion for this item?
I thought we did.
We did it at the beginning with the resolution.
Oh, I thought
That's
that
what the
was for
resolutions
the
are for.
first one. Okay. Commissioner Davis Panir,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Spiritus,
Yes.
Chair Lanier.
Yes,
That motion passes 4-0.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item.
Thank you, Chair. Our next item
Res-
would be similar to this one, the findings of consistency for Villa Lawns project. The Villa Lawns project has came before you all in different capacities, but now we're at the stage now where we're looking for the consistency measures to move forward for our second phase to go through the city and commission meetings.
Okay,
We have representatives from the Villa Lawns project here to speak. Field any questions if you guys have any.
is there a PowerPoint for this?
There is.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
did she read the resolution yet?
No.
No, resolution,
Excuse
Madam
me.
Clerk.
Resolution number 2025-24, findings that the Villa La'ans project is consistent with the agency goals and objectives of the adopted CRA plan. The acceptance of public comment cards are now closed. Madam Chair, we have no comment cards.
So moved.
Second. Go ahead, Representative.
Good evening. For the record, Emily O'Mahony with 2GHO, representing you, the CRA. This is your project that we are bringing forward as soon as we get the meeting. This is phase 2, Villa Lawns. The phase 1 is under construction right now. They've gotten up to the first floor of these townhouses. The project is 1.4 acres, bordered by Avenue E on the, are we able to find the PowerPoint? No?
I'm sorry, Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Maybe I
I'm
missed
just
her.
wondering.
Who do
I
we
was-
have speaking here?
Could you introduce yourself again, ma'am? Yes.
My name's Emily O'Mahony with 2GHO. We're landscape architects and planners. And
Okay, thank you.
the project is Villa Lawns.
Okay,
It's not it. So I was talking, well, this was, oh, there it is. That's the presentation. Thank
okay.
you. Okay, Villa Lawns, Phase 2. It will be a site plan, alley abandonment, and text amendment that will be moving forward to the city council. This project is by the CRA. We are working for you. This is Phase 1 and Phase 2. It's relative location to west of Broadway and south of 13th. Looking at it closer, you can see 11th Street, Avenue E, and Wright Street. Phase 2 is the bright yellow. Phase 1 is the other. I mentioned before, 1.34 acres. It's currently vacant. They will be for sale. The residential units will be for sale, and it is 45 units, of which 27 are affordable. You can see on this site plan that Phase 1 has townhouses facing 11th Street, and the alleyway, they'll be mirrored for Phase 2 with those townhouses, and then there are an additional 2 buildings that contain flats, residential flats on the second, third, and fourth floors. And underneath the north building is commercial, 3,200 square feet, and underneath the building south of that is parking. And here we go. We can see how many units you have. The townhouses on the south there, the end ones are 3-story and the interior ones are 2-story. This is a perspective showing on the left is the existing approved Villa Lawns Phase 1, and then moving on into the Phase 2. It will continue with the same architecture, which is Dutch Caribbean, and with all its nice detailing and the pastel colors. This is a straightforward elevation. The one on the bottom is looking from the street, and the one on top is looking from inside the project. Side views, you can see the colors. These are the flats, and the colors don't come off real strong on this presentation, but the flats have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, and 3 bedroom units. The 3 bedrooms are the end, and then primarily 2 bedrooms. And the upper right is the commercial aspect on the ground floor. And here's what you're looking at. Now we're on to, these are the townhouses that are set up the same way as Phase 1. So you see 2 units on the end, which are 3-story, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 units on the inside, which are 2-story for each of the buildings. And their plans are, the upper there is the 3-story with 2-car garage, and it's 3 bedroom. And then the 2-story has a 1-car garage and also has 3 bedrooms. And here's what the front of those units look like. Very pleasing, and it's exciting to see Phase 1 going up, being built by a Riviera Beach contractor, and all is going well.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
based on that rendering, if you could go back 1 slide. I'm sorry, which firm are you with again, ma'am?
Gentile
Okay.
Glass Holloway,
Thank you.
yeah,
All right, I'm
2GHO.
very familiar.
Emily, don't.
Pleasure to meet you, Ms. Emily. Thank you for being here tonight. Quick question in regards to the frontage of Phase 2. What field is that? Is that that lot that it looks like it's a grassy field? What is that actual parcel of land?
It's the actual grass area is probably not our property other than a buffer area.
Okay.
So it's looking over it. This is the north side of those buildings.
Mhm. Who owns that land? Ms. Jenkins? Or I'm sorry, Director Mercius?
Anita Jenkins, Director of Neighborhood Services. The grassy area is just showing the unbuilt area for phase two.
Right.
The units will be facing some of the parking, but there will be green space that is reserved for the residents to use between the two buildings, and it overlooks
On the north end of phase two, because in between the
Yes.
buildings, I know there's green, but who owns that land on in the north side, in the front of those buildings?
We own the part to the east. If you can visualize the parcel that's within the fence, there is a fenced off parcel. We do not own that.
Right, so will that be developed? Because if we have a rendering, the frontage now, for example, we're looking at, this is phase two. That is the north piece, so that parcel of land that's to the north of it, northwest on the edge of 11th Street, who owns that land? Is that just a developer? Is that a private
It's
entity?
a private developer, and we've approached them. We'd
Okay.
love to purchase it,
Yep.
but no commitment yet.
Okay. My thoughts and concerns are that whatever is going there or the development that's going to come, I just don't want to impact or impede the townhome owners that would possibly be buying there, and then having something that's going to be not as attractive as what we're building on the frontage on the other side of the townhouses. So, and then when we get to price points, what are we going to be looking at with price points? Well, we'll get there, I'm assuming, in the presentation.
If not, then I'll interject.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Ms. Smith. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay.
I think just there was a few things. There's a text amendment for the 4-story part being mixed use. There's alleyway abandonment that looks like this. There are two pieces of it. And the rest of that property in that area is owned by one owner. There are many benefits to what we're doing, and we are compliant with the comprehensive plan of Riviera Beach. We're compliant, and that's what you're here today to find, that we're compliant with the CRA master plan. And we look at it as this will attract new residents to the city. It encourages future developer investment. It aids in the revitalization of an existing neighborhood, adds multifamily residential within the Avenue E corridor, and introduces retail office transition for a more commercial area. It improves, once again, like the other projects you've already heard, it improves the pedestrian mobility. We're adding sidewalks where there are none. We also have some on-street parking. And it's setting a streetscape precedent for the redevelopment of Avenue E. And we're compliant with the zoning code. And all this is making for a better community. So there's beautification to this beautiful architecture. We're utilizing existing resources for the infrastructure and rebuilding and making it better as we work along here. And it's a continuation of something that you have already seen and approved. So we're hoping that you find this compliant. Thank you.
Any other questions in regards to this item? Thank you. Madam Clerk, let's go.
Commissioner Davis Paneer,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Spiritus,
Yes.
Chair Lanier.
Yes,
That vote passes 4-0.
thank you. Let us go to 7E. I'm sorry, 7D.
7D, resolution number 2025-26, authorizing Revere Beach CRA to move into the first floor of Found Care office space located at 3501 Broadway, Revere Beach, Florida 33404 for the remaining existence of the CRA. The acceptance of public comment cards are now closed. Madam Chair, we have no comment cards.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Chair.
Director Mercius, yes.
Excuse me. Thank you, Chair. This item is more or less to ratify our move into the Found Care space. Throughout the number of months, we've been discussing what that move would look like, who should be in there, and what entities should be in there. This is more or less just to formalize those discussions and putting it into some a ratification document. allowing the CRA staff to move into that found care first floor, that found care space, along with the business incubators within that first floor and our restaurant incubator as well. Um,
Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, as Director Mercer said, it's more of a ratification of what's already been done. We caught on the legal side that it hadn't been done by resolution. We had discussed this during the budget process and had discussed it during the entire process. But just to make sure, we wanted to do this resolution and so the board can ratify it and it can be in our notes.
Okay. Any questions in regards to this item? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Davis Panir,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Spiritus,
Yes.
Chair Lanier.
Yes.
That vote passes 4-0.
Next item.
Resolution number 2025-22, approving the performance evaluation and amending employment agreement for the Executive Director of the Rivera Beach CRA. The acceptance of public comment cards are now closed. Madam Chair, we have no comment cards.
Thank you. Mr. Christopher Smith.
Thank you, Madam
moved.
Chair. This is the
A
evaluation.
motion.
Sorry?
Motion.
Motion.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Hold on a second. Let me, resolution number 2025-22. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
I said, so move. Second.
Second. All right. Ms. Attorney Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is the evaluations that you all have filled out. They were in your packet and also available online of the Executive Director. Now is the time for if you have any comments on your evaluations. And also, we have a resolution for 2 changes to the employment agreement, if you want me to go into those 2 changes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the first change is to the contributions.
Is that this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. These contributions will, to retirement, we're putting it in line with senior management at the city, at the 33.24%. That's what your directors have and your city manager have, at the city of Riviera Beach. So we're keeping it in line with that. We had contemplated, another amount, actually that was higher, but Mr. Mercy has actually found that it should be lower and it should be at the rate that the city is doing, so it provides some type of parity. The second is the vehicle. We're adding a vehicle to the contract. Under the contract, he gets a vehicle reimbursement, but because of nature and the extensive amount of transportation needs that he has to get around the CRA, we're proposing a vehicle that was contemplated in the budget that we passed, and that vehicle will only be used in Palm Beach County. Be parked in Palm Beach County at its cost, and the vehicle will be used for CRA business, not on the weekends or any other time, and only in Riviera Beach. I mean, only in Palm Beach County. It won't be a vehicle to go back and forth to home with.
What?
Madam Chair, those 2 changes, the first one's in section 2C, and the second one's in under section 3A.
Does the city manager have a take-home car? No?
No, Madam Chair. I believe he just gets the car allowance.
It's a car allowance, I see.
Well,
Yeah,
and Madam Chair, so to answer, but this isn't a take-home car.
No, I
Yeah,
understand.
yes,
No, I understand. I was just curious to know, did he, what his counterpart had?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
So instead of the car allowance, he would have access to a car specifically for him, for his use doing city business.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so with reference to the contract, and the deferred comp numbers, I think we were a little vague about that. You said that, the director thinks the number should be lower than what was presented to us. I'm not sure.
No, it was
Got that right.
originally higher, and the director lowered it to coincide with the city, so it's in parity with the city. The original amendment we had was at, I think 34 to 37%, but the director did find that the city is actually at a 33.24%, so we lowered it, and that's the amount that's in the agreement.
So it's going to be 33.24.
0.24, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I just think we should understand that when we hire people in these positions and we go through the salaries, these deferred comp numbers add anywhere from, 20 to $90,000 on salaries. So we should just keep that in mind in the future. I think that this is a fair rate right now. You should get the same thing that the city manager gets, so I go along with that. Thank you.
yeah, we'll just, we need to add that in as a calculation. Yeah. All right, very good. Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Mercius, for your excellent job that you have done since you've been here. We really appreciate your hard work, and hopefully this will be a reward for your hard work. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes, go ahead.
I wanted to just say the same. Excellent report, Director Mercius. Great work since you've been here. You really, what they say, hit the ground running. So thank you for the efforts to continue the momentum and the progress, and to keep pushing what we've started as a board and to not miss a stride. So thank you for that. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I concur with my colleagues. Keep up the good work, and great to have a good working relationship with you.
Yes. Very good relationship. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Davis Panir,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Spiritus,
Yes.
Chair Lanier. That
Yes.
motion passes 4-0.
That was our last item on the agenda, but do we have any public comment cards?
Madam Chair, we do have one comment card.
All right, comments from the public. Non-agenda items, speakers, public comments shall begin at 7:30, unless there is no other further business of the council, which in event it shall begin sooner. Please be reminded the CRA Board of Commissioners has adopted rules of decorum governing public conduct during official meetings, which has been posted here in the front. In an effort to preserve order, if any of the rules are not adhered to, the commissioner chair may have any disruptive speaker or attendee removed from the podium, from the meeting, and/or the building if necessary. Please govern yourselves accordingly. Madam Clerk?
Margaret Shepherd.
Margaret Shepherd, Riviera Beach. I do want to say to Dr. Spiritus, I'm just overwhelmed with his participation of coming over to Lakeview Park. We are the oldest part of the city. We're called Conky Joe. I know the history because my grandfather came from the Bahamas and they landed right there on 20th Street. And they were bought out and they moved over to the Blue Heron Church of God. So I do have a vague remembrance of my grandfather talking about that area. Well, I want to say that we had a beautiful meeting, and Mrs. Spiritus and Brandy Balsamic. I'm really hurt because she'll be leaving the second week of November. And that little 100-pound lady came in. I mean, she just really laid it out. Along with Rybovich, thank you. And I was asking Mr. Evans about the street because it's all torn up. And the gentleman said that we're going to get a new street, new curbs. They're going to do new landscaping. We already got the speed bumps going down. So Mr. Spiritus, I'm overwhelmed that the neighborhood is going to get a good makeover. I think we've been very patient. I know we vote. I know that maybe they don't come to the meetings like I do, but they do look at Channel 18 and they do know what's going on. So from the bottom of my heart, if it wasn't for you, I ask God, where would we be? So I thank you personally. Also, Mr. Murtis, thank the ambassadors. They came over to Lakeview Park. They started out with us. And they thought that maybe, the ambassadors thought maybe it was Jehovah's Witnesses. They saw me, they knew, and they called me back and they said, but they had yellow shirts. I said, well, we got a new Riviera Beach Community Development Service with our new fish. I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, they were impressed. And over in that neighborhood, they're not impressed. But they were impressed. They didn't know who you were, and I was trying to point you out. But anyway, it's just been a day of just making me feel good that I'm in that. I couldn't have done it, but it took Brandy to come here, and now we have Mr. Lewis. I hope that's going to take over, and he's a spitball. He would do great. I think he understands numbers, and I think that whatever it is, looking at the papers, I think that he has understanding of what we need, what we're asking for. But right now, we are very happy if we could just get a little bit more of the streets done. And I know you said they're going to do it. With that, thank you, sir.
Thank you for your comments. Next
Madam
resolution.
Chair, that is the end of comment cards.
Thank you very much. We're at the end of our agenda. Are there any discussion by the Executive Director?
Chair?
Yes, sir.
Yes, there is. First and foremost, thank you. And thank you all of the board members for your kind words. I wanted to go ahead and give more of an interactive update with everything that we've been doing throughout the year.
Hold on.
Yes, ma'am.
How long are we talking?
Can you give me 2 more minutes?
Okay.
2 more minutes.
All
So I wanted to go ahead and point out this booklet. This booklet is our quarterly report. Our quarterly report is an encompass of all the things that we've done thus far throughout the year. Every 3 months, we're looking to push this out throughout the community. It's a great, beautiful book that showcases what we've done, what our vendors have done, what our business owners have done throughout the CRA. We're planning to share this with our county partners, along with our state rep. We want to showcase this and make sure that everyone knows what we've been doing with our CRA dollars. First and foremost, we had our CRA district tour. Our CRA district tour was during the FRA conference. We invited about 80 professionals from the state of Florida to come to the Riviera Beach Marina Event Center to talk about further development and future development that's about to happen throughout our Riviera Beach space. Next slide. If you can, I talked about the Riviera Beach booklet, this quarterly report, again, every 3 months. If you can scan that document, you can get to it digitally as well. Next slide.
The Smart Home Free Toolkit program is back. Don't miss your chance to make your home safer this year. The Smart Home Free Toolkit includes a fire extinguisher, smoke detector, motion sensor lights, a Ring doorbell camera, new house numbers up to code, and a carbon monoxide detector, all provided by the Clean and Safe team while supplies last. To learn more and apply, visit rbcra.com/smartHomeToolkit. Protect your home, protect your family. Apply today.
That is our Smart Home Toolkit advertisement. That is up. That is a yearly annual initiative that we're bringing forward. We're bringing more of an interactive touch. Next slide. And also, we are live on our Riviera Beach newly refreshed Instagram account. If anyone would like to follow Riviera Beach Marina Village for any type of activities that are happening on an everyday basis in the Riviera Beach Marina Center, stay tuned and take a look at our Instagram space.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Okay.
Next slide.
Awesome.
That's it. I do want to emphasize that we do have the Villas of Solana groundbreaking ceremony that is taking place Monday, November 10th from 3:30 to 5. It's going to be a very special groundbreaking event that is curated by our CDC. This is an event that is more or less a continuation of all our development projects happening throughout not only the CRA, but also in the city as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Attorney?
Thank you, Madam Chair. First off, I want to say y'all are making me look bad by getting out so early. Normally, I can call Sean and make him feel bad that I'm here so late. But also, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I was visited, family was visited with tragedy earlier this month, and heard from all of you, and especially staff here, and they sent flowers. But it really meant a lot. If I didn't respond, personally, as you can imagine, just going through a lot. But thank you so much. I mean, really felt the family of Riviera Beach. It felt like family reaching out and showing concern during our bereavement. And I want to Thank everyone.
Yes. Attorney Pittman? All right, Dr. Spears.
First, Chris, yeah, my prayers are with you, Attorney Chris, and I'm so sorry for your loss, I really am. To the CRA Director, you definitely have the fire in the belly, and I'm very happy that you're here, and I'm pleased to be able to work with you. To your staff, you're working on very, very difficult projects. I know how hard this is to make happen and come out of the ground. Not everything is brick and mortar. You're doing a lot of social projects as well. And my hat is off to all of you. I know how hard you work, and thank you. And we're very lucky to have you all here. Thank you.
Thank you, excuse me. Commissioner Padilla?
Thank you. Yes, I shared my condolences earlier with Attorney Smith. Then Director, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I did tell somebody I would mention, can you speak with me about the Rose Bowl Cafe? Because I'm getting emails about that and they're closed. Are they moving over to the CRA district? I said, well, I'll find out. So that's one thing. Please follow up with me. But some exciting news. I see the staff over there. When I tell you, I think they have their purses in their hands. They are ready. But before y'all go, I need to get, yes, I saw you. That was funny. I need to get your support next week, and this is for the residents as well. Slide and Survive with District 5. We're going to have a line dancing and breast cancer awareness event. It's going to be next Thursday, October 30th, from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Richard and Annie Brooks Community Center. That's 594 West 4th Street in the beautiful city of Riviera Beach. You do not have to know the line dances. You are going to come and learn them. And we're going to just celebrate survival and talk about breast cancer awareness. And this is open for the ladies and the gents, because you might know someone that you have to support with that journey. So again, come out and support staff, neighbors. We will see you next Thursday at the Brooks Center. And then just a reminder to my neighborhood navigators, we will have our meeting tomorrow from 6 to 8, October 23rd at the City of Riviera Beach Public Works Training Room. That's 1481 West 15th Street on the first floor here in the beautiful city of Riviera Beach. So you all come out and support. And thanks again to the director, our CRA director, and his wonderful staff. Thank you all for all that you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor?
Thank you, Madam Chair. First question, Director Mercier, so community benefits, where are we with that in the package and presentation for community benefits?
Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Manager Evans, he shared a community benefits packet that's been prepared, and we are now working on that document myself, along with the city attorney, and a few members of the city management staff. We're looking to work on that, and hopefully we'll present that to you all sometime soon.
So sometime soon, we need a timeline. So I want to kind of get a clear outline as to where the general consensus from tonight was community benefits.
Yes.
It was a discussion based upon, we have $1 billion of development in the public sector and about $2 billion of the private sector. We need to make sure that this community is benefiting from every dollar that's coming in here. So what does that look like? And we can say it up here, we want community benefits, but it needs to be a clear, concise direction from this board and implemented by staff. So we need a document to follow. The only thing that transcends us is going to be policy. So we need that as quickly as possible.
Yes, sir. Chair, to that point, the manager did point out that a few meetings ago that he would get that to you all within 45 days. I'm not sure what that count looks like, but I'm sure that I will talk to him about that, and we'll get that to you as soon as possible, sir. Or if not, we'll give a timeline for the best available date.
Right, if we can get a timeline, that'd
Yes,
be
sir.
better for us. Second thing is the recap from Black Wall Street. Thank you to the CRA and the staff for being present, for supporting it, and it was a phenomenal event. So thank you, Director Mercies, and to your staff. We had a great turnout, and we had a lot of support from celebrities from all over the country that saw Riviera Beach as the diamond was the narrative that we have here. So I want to make sure that we had a commitment from different organizations, development team, and John Hope Bryan himself to create and bring in Operation Hope to our community. And the commitments of over $400,000 was committed to small business. So our staff will be working with the city manager to make sure that we can actually implement those dollars into small business creation here in Riviera Beach. So thank you to guys for being there and being consistent with that. The procurement conference, we have one next week, which is going to be at Manatee Lagoon. Thursday and Friday. That is going to be here, Riviera Beach. If we can't have all of our CRA staff to be present and available, 8 to 12 on Friday. That's going to be hosted by Franklin Lee, who implemented the disparity study for the county, for the school district, and for West Palm Beach. And that really talks about local participation, minority spending, and more minority vendors, small business, and local vendors. So that's our focus right now. That's what we want to make sure that every dollar we're spending is going back into the community. And that will also roll off with the community benefits. And last but not least, the housing projects. Congratulations. We have ribbon cut, approved, moved forward with almost 100 plus units that were in the pipeline right now for affordable workforce, fee simple projects. That's a testament to this staff right here. So thank you to that. Director Mercius, you're taking the lead on that, and we're hitting it full steam ahead. Ms. Jenkins, you've been steadfast. So thank you for that, and let's get policies to roll out that money that we actually allocated. I don't want to wait till the end of the fiscal year to get that money into the community. I want that within this first and second quarter to get into the community. So those reclaim, those Renaissance dollars, first-time home buyers. So that was everything for me. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Vice Chair?
Yes, I just wanted to say again, Mr. Smith, Attorney Smith, you're still in my prayers. That was a very tough loss for you, so definitely continue to be in my prayers. And thank you, Mr. Mercius. It was very clear at the beginning. I did not support your vote, but we have learned to be able to see how we're able to move forward. You've been doing a great job of maintaining the work that has already been put in. You're eager. One thing I do like about you is that you are very reflective and you want to know how you can improve. And so, that's something that everyone does not do well. And you've done a really good job in terms of that. And so I thank you for everything that you've been able to do so far, so since you've been here. And I thank all the staff. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Commissioner Paneer?
Okay, she let me have it back. I just wanted to remind the families of Riviera Beach to come out for the police's Halloween Fright Night on next Friday, which is Halloween, from 6 to 9. It's going to be a lot of activities for families, for the children, for adults. So please make sure you come out and enjoy Halloween in a safe environment with the city of Riviera Beach. Thank you.
Just one announcement. We have, we have a community meeting tomorrow in conjunction with the Southside Coalition at 436 at the Brooks Center, 4th Street tomorrow. It is a community meeting that is similar to the one that they had in Long Pines, with a lot of the directors from the different departments in the city giving updates. So that will be tomorrow, 5 o'clock at the Brooks Center. We'll see you there. Meeting is adjourned.